Hello everybody! Hi, my name is Jane and I will be the host of today's webinar. I'm working with Yandex International Sales Team as educational consultant, and this is our second live webinar, and I hope you will enjoy today's session. We will talk about the new Yandex.Direct interface. That session will be helpful to technical specialists who are working with Yandex.Direct themselves, regardless of their level. We invite others to join us for upcoming webinars. We will today focus on the new Yandex.Direct interface. First of all, because it is the future of the system, step by step, all pages will be replaced by respective new versions. This process has already begun. Process will be smooth. You can switch between old and new interface, and I'm going to show to you today how we can do that. But I encourage you to learn more about the new Yandex.Direct interface and try it, because with new UI you can save time, get more done, and stay more focused on your business value and your business profit. The main thing about the new Yandex.Direct interface is that you can apply to your campaigns data-driven approach, because you can see on the same page campaigns element and statistics. Decide what you want to do with campaigns and immediately apply some changes. And we will talk today also about how we can manage existing campaigns. We will go through 4 topics today. First of all, we will create together the first campaign. We will create a search campaign. After that, I will show to you a real interface, and we will move to the part when we will talk about how we can manage existing campaigns, how we can apply some local changes and multiple changes also. And in the end, we will go to the report wizard and learn how we can manage as complicated report as we need it. All that parts we will do by live demo. And I know it is pretty brave. A lot of people say to me, don't do live demo, something can go wrong and you can look really stupid. But I have faith in our product. I'm using it every day and I want to show to you the real system, the real interface. That's why I'm choosing for today live demo. And I think now we're ready to start. Let's dive into our first part, which is creating campaign. I want to create with you today a search campaign for imaginary real estate company from Limassol. That company will sell the houses and apartments and will try to reach our audience from Russia. Let's switch to the browser and start our live demo part. As you can see, this is the main page of Yandex.Direct. I have already logged into my account, and from here we can create a new campaign from 2 different points in new UI. You can press the create button here, or you can press the yellow plus sign on the sidebar and choose campaigns as element which you want to add. After that, you have to choose the type of campaign which you want to use. I want to create today a search campaign. That's the reason why I have to choose the text and image ads option. And now we proceed to the page where you can set up a campaign setting. Let's look first of all on the structure of that page. On the right side of that page, we can find a lot of information about that type of the campaigns. On the left side of the page, you can find different blocks with settings. In every setting, if you will open it, you can find some short information about that type of setting. And if you will press Learn More, you will proceed to the help pages where you can find additional information about that type of targeting. That thing which I really like about the new Yandex UI, because every time when you're working with something inside of UI, you can immediately find right additional information about that setting. It is really helpful because information easy to find. Let's start creation of our campaign. First of all, we have to come up with campaign name. Campaign name, and I recommend to you use inside of campaign, input inside of campaign such information as type of campaign, type of targeting, maybe geo-targeting your region or other additional information, because it will help you in the future distinguish that campaign from another and speed up working with your campaigns. When you come up with a campaign name, you can proceed to the time targeting block. If you have the promotion period, you can set up the start date and the end date. After that, you can change the impression schedule. I recommend you stick with 24-hour, 7-day per week setting, because if you have a website which is available 24-hour a day, and your probable customer can send the order during all the time, if you will change the impression schedule, you can limit ability to reach your target audience, and I think you don't want to do that. Here you also can come up with bid adjustment. For that, you have to turn on bid management option, choose the amount of bid adjustment, and press on the right time. If you want to select several time period, just drag your mouse across the table and select the right time. When you're done with that block, press the done button, and let's move to the next block. Next block is really important. It is a setting which connect our Yandex.Direct account and Yandex.Metrica account. And I think you know Yandex.Metrica, it is a free system, simple enough to use, which help us to track of our site, behavior of visitors of our site. And if you will connect Yandex.Direct and Yandex.Metrica, you can gain ability to use, for example, retargeting campaign or apply bid adjustment for different type of target audience from Yandex.Metrica for different segments. And other additional settings you also can use after set up that connection. For that, you press on the add, choose the number of Yandex.Metrica tag and press the apply button. After that, you can choose the priority goals if you're using the manual bid strategy, and you can set up the type of bid strategy. I'm today creating the search campaign. That's the reason why I have to choose on the search only option and choose some of the bid strategy. I recommend to you use one of the automatic bid strategy, for example, conversion optimization, if you have connection with Yandex.Metrica. And for example, for first week, you can choose weekly budget and set up the amount of budget. I recommend to you set up budget cap on account level or on campaigns level in every case, because it will protect you from overspending your money. When you're done, again, press the done button. And in the end of the main settings, on the main campaign settings, you can come up with a different type of bid adjustments. You also can use bid adjustment on the group level and on the campaign level. If you're using the same type of bid adjustment on the both levels, on the group level, bid adjustment will be prior. For today, I will set up, for example, bid adjustment for devices. I want to set the bid adjustment for smartphones and increase all bids by for example, 50%. Okay, let's dive into the advanced setting of campaign. First setting, it is expanded geo-targeting. By default, it is turned on, and I recommend you to stick with it because that setting will help to reach your target audience regardless of their position if they input in search query your target region. After that, you can set up negative keywords. You can use negative keywords also on the boss level, on campaigns level, and on the group level. And I want today set up it is on a group level. Next thing which you can set up here, it is vCard. If you're using vCard, you can provide additional information about your company, such information as a phone number or address. That information will be shown near your ad. Okay, let's move to the next part. It is live chat. If you're using Yandex Dialog, you can connect also with Yandex.Direct. And in any case, I recommend to you turn on stop ads when the website is down setting, because that setting will protect you if your website will be unavailable. That setting will stop your campaign, and automatically when your website will be back, your campaign will automatically run again. You can also set up additional notifications, use additional email and phone number. In the end, you can block from some impressions. You can set up sites and IP addresses. I'm creating today search campaign. That's the reason why I will not put any sites in that blog. One thing about ban some IP addresses. If you want to ban IP address, be sure that IP address is static, because if you will put here dynamic IP address, you can block a big part of target audience, and I think you don't want to do that. That's the reason. Just check you're using static IP address for that. Next block, it is related keywords, and by default it is turned on. I recommend you to stick with 5 or 10% of total campaign expenditure for that setting. Related keywords will help you to gain more ideas about new keywords and negative keywords also. Again, press the done button when you're done. And now we set up on that page all settings. I'm totally satisfied with that, and press the save button to proceed to the ads group setting page. On that page you can see the same structure with a lot of information which given here. On the group level you can set up type of targeting. You can choose your display region, come up with bid adjustment and the amount of bids. I'm creating the search campaign, as you know. That's the reason why I will turn on after targeting option and set up the prepared list of keywords and negative keywords. Let's move to my preset file for that and copy the list of keywords. And here you can just input your preset list if you have that, or create it in real time. For negative keywords, you can also use the list of negative keywords, or you can choose the list from library in your account. It is a list of negative keywords which can be used to at the same time to different campaigns. And for example, I have that one which contains keywords about traveling. It's not my theme. That's the reason why I will choose that list. And press done button when you're done. Again, you can set up bid adjustment, but I already set up my bid adjustment on campaign level, and you can come up with amount. You have to come up with amount of your bid. For example, it will be 50 rubles per click. And press the save button to proceed to the next page. It will be the last page. On that page, you can create your ads. And as you already know, I have special file where I prepared my campaign. Let's just type it in here. I'm using first headline, second headline, and description. You can also use for your ads as many ads extensions as you can. And I will show to you later where you can do that. Okay, we're done with my ad. As you can see on the right side of the page, you can look at the preview of that ad. You can see how it will look on the mobile phones and on the desktops. Near the every field you can find the amount of characters which available to you, and try to use as many characters as you can. Next, you have to input the landing page. When you're using your final URL, remember to use also tracking parameters if you need it. That's where you can set up your ad extensions. For today, I will use only callouts. I can choose callouts from the list where you can find all callouts which was used in your account, and I agree with it. If you want to set up site links, also remember to use tracking parameters and use at least 4 site links for your ad. When you're fully done with setup of your ad, you can press the duplicate button and create the second ad based on the first, and choose something. For example, change the offer or something inside of that. For example, change Limassol for another place. Okay. I'm done with creation of my ads. When you're done, go to the bottom and press the save button. And we created our first campaign. It was simple, I think. But remember one thing before we'll proceed to the next block. When you create your campaign not automatically go to approving process. You have to submit for the moderation campaign by yourself. For example, you can press submit for the moderation on pop-up, or if you don't have that pop-up, you can go to the campaign page, choose that campaign. As you can see, status is draft. Go to the drop-down actions menu, choose option set to the moderation, and that's how you can do that. And yes, you have to choose here accept and press the order to that. And when you proceed to that page, your campaigns was sent to the moderation, and you can back to the main page and do whatever you want. Let's move to our second part, which is interface overview. Let's start from the switching between Russian and English language. I know that sometimes you can land into the Russian interface. Don't be panic. You can go to the up right corner and choose option switch to English, and I now will show to you how it can be done. Go to the up right corner and choose switch to the English. Also, you can, as I have already said, you can switch between old and new interface. For that, you have to press that small arrow and you will be switched to the old interface. And when you're in old interface, you can press try new interface here and go to the new interface. Okay. This is our main page. On the main page, you can see the list of campaigns and statistics for that campaigns. You can really flexible play with data on that spreadsheet. That data is shown for time period which set up here. You can choose from drop-down menu preset time period or specify period by yourself. For example, choose 2 weeks. And data will be reloaded. You can change the appearance of that table. For example, you can change the size of the column or choose which parameters you want to be included in that spreadsheet. For that, go to the corner, press the View button and choose from the list which parameters you want to have inside of the table. Also, you can change the order of the parameters inside of the spreadsheet. For that, just drag parameter across the list. When you're done with that, press the Save button and your table will be reloaded. Also, you can filter data which will be shown inside of the table. There are some preset filters. For example, take notice that pay-per-impression campaigns and pay-per-click are located under the different filters. Also, you can flexible set up different type of filters. For filter, you can choose any setting or statistic. You can choose it from the list. For example, clicks. Or you can just click inside of the field and start typing the name of parameter which you want to use for that, and that parameter will be shown in drop-down menu and you can choose it. And set up the amount, for example, more than 1 click for that time period. Okay. Now I have to dismiss that filter, and for that press the cross sign on that filter. That's how we can play with the data inside of that spreadsheet. Also, you can choose some elements and from that page browse to the ads group, ads or keywords or different type of targeting, like that. As you can see, when you had chosen some elements and browse to other page, your selection persists, and up here you can see how many elements was chosen. If you want to change that selection, you have to go to the first page and change that selection. If you will click up here on checkbox, all elements on that page will be chosen. Also, if you will click on the title of the table, you can sort data inside the table according to order. from smaller to biggest amount, or in other direction. Okay, I think it was all about the main part of that page. Let's look at the sidebar, which we can, have on the left side of the page. You can hide sidebar and save space for your campaigns, or you can open text part and browse through that. Let's look at the every section. First button help us to add new element, and we did it already. Second session allows us go to the recommendations page. You can go to the recommendations page also from the header. We doubled that and brought it up. On the recommendations page, you can find a lot of ideas how you can improve performance of your campaigns. If you haven't recommendations of that on that page, your account is perfect. Congratulations. Or you have to just wait a little bit more and recommendations will be shown. As you can see, I have one recommendations. One of my ad was rejected on the approval process, and I can press view that ad and proceed to the page where I can edit that ad. As you can see, we proceeded to the page with ads and filter with recommendations automatically set up. And I can press the gear button near that ad, choose the edit option, and go to the edit ads page where I can apply changes. This is simple enough, I think. Let's back to our sidebar. Next option, it is campaigns, and we have already explored that page. You can find that a list of campaigns, and from here you can browse to the ad groups, ads, and other elements of campaigns. Next session allows us to go to the report, for example, to the report for all campaigns, or you can make a request for a big full report of your campaigns. On the next part, we brought up all elements which are given in library type inside of account. For example, we explored today the list of negative keywords, which I can use to different ad groups, and here you can manage that list. Next session allows us go to the tools page. Here you can find a lot of helpful instruments which will help you to prepare your campaigns or run that, but I want to show changelog. Changelog, it is a special report where you can find all changes which was applied into your account. You can find when that changes was done and by whom. Sometimes that information can be really helpful. And let's move to the last option in sidebar, which is information. Here you can find contact of technical support, and also you can find web links to the help pages, to the website where you can find news about Yandex.Direct. If you will go to the online training, you can learn step by step how you can work with Yandex.Direct. It is our online course. And last web link, it is linked to the page where you can find the real client cases with best practices of using Yandex.Direct. And I think you can use that experience to improving your campaign and achieve the better result. Up here, some instrument was duplicated. If you will press My Campaigns, you will proceed to the page, the main page with campaigns and statistics. you have already know that if you will press the create campaign button, you can create campaign. Some tools duplicated here, recommendations and Turbo Builder fast access. On the corner you can see the red button. It is the budget of my account. It is red because now my budget is around 0. Here you can find the feedback button, and if you have some issues or questions, let us know, because to us really important know real experience feedback, because we're working on improving Yandex.Direct every day, and to us really important your feedback. And here notifications. That was all which I can say about interface inside of the overview block. Let's move to our third part, which is applying local and multiple changes. For local changes, as you have already know, you can press the gear button and choose edit option and apply local changes. For example, after that we will proceed to the campaign setting page. Wherever you see the gear button, it works the same. But in other case, you can find not only gear button, you can find the gray pencil. For example, near keyword. If you will click on that gray pencil, you also can apply local changes. But for that, pop-up will be shown and you can apply changes right here. Okay, let's back to the campaigns page. When you choose some elements, you can click on the drop-down menu actions and choose some actions which you can apply to several elements. For example, you can choose the status of the element, stop them or resume impressions, for example. Also, you can go to the report wizard if you choose campaigns. I want to show to you how you can manage keywords and ads at the same time, a big amount. Let's proceed to the keywords page. Again, we have to select several keywords at the same time to apply changes. Okay, we selected that. Go to the drop-down actions menu. We can change status, or we can choose find and replace option and play with text of our keywords. For example, I have word Kipria inside of my keywords and I want to change it for different word. I can use the preview function before I will apply my changes. Press the preview button and look how will be changed your keywords. And if you're fully satisfied with that, click on the replace button or apply some different changes. Okay. As you can see, our changes was applied. Let's move to the ads page. Again, we have to choose some ads for that and go to drop-down menu with actions. We can change status, or we can, for example, change the text of the ads or different elements. When you choose edit option, we will proceed to that page where all ads which was chosen is listed. You can apply local changes to some ads, like here. For example, I can set up the second headline, which didn't use here. Or we can use mass changes options by clicking on that. Here we can find different instruments which allows us to play with different parts of ads. We can change links, we can change text part of ads, or we can apply changes to the ad extensions. We can apply changes to the link using link fully, for example, completely replace link, or we can play with links session, or work only with tracking parameters or site links separately. Let's choose, for example, link section. As you can see, here you can choose for which links you want to apply the changes. You can apply changes only for final URL, or for that you have to turn off correct site link option, or if you will turn on that correct option site link setting, you can apply changes at the same time for site links and a final URL at the same time. Here input link which have to be replaced and a new version, and press the replace button. Display link, it is actually text part, but you can find that in the change links section. You can change one of the site link which you use into your ads and replace with a new version. For example, like that, real apartments. Okay, and press the yellow button after you're done. After you pressed that button, your changes will be applied to ad which is shown on that page. But you have to remember one thing. If you didn't go to the bottom and didn't press the save button, that changes will not apply to your real campaign. When you're playing with your ads on that page, it is only preview, and you have to save your changes to apply the changes to real campaign. Okay, let's look how we can play with ad extensions. For example, you can change image in at the same time in all ads which was chosen. You can choose image from your desktop. You can use URL to upload image, or you can choose image from library of images which have already used into your account. Choose right image and press add. If it needed, you can crop that ad, for example, and press save button when you're done and apply. Okay. After applying all changes to your ads, again check that you're fully satisfied with your new ads. Go to the bottom and press the save button to apply the changes to your real campaign. Okay, one thing which I want to show to you before we will move to the report wizard, it is how we can also apply multiple changes to keywords. Again, we have to select several keywords to that. Go to the drop-down actions menu, and here we can multiply set up a new amount of bits. For that, you have to choose bit wizard option. You can, on the common bit tab, come up with the same amount of bit for every keywords, or you can go to the bit wizard tab and set up here special rules. According to them, your bits will be changed. For example, I can raise all my bits on 50% on the search, and not change bits for keywords which you're using for the network. And press install button when you're done. I have a red notice because for that company I now applied automatic bid strategy and I can't apply manually bids. That was all about how we can apply local changes to existing campaigns. And I know all of that is not enough to managing existing campaigns on everyday basis. In that case, we have a special app which is Direct Commander. It is free. You can install, for example, for your desktop and use it. And you can find inside of Direct Commander a lot of additional instruments which will help you to apply on everyday basis multiple changes. Let's move to our last part of today's session, which is the report wizard. As you can know, from the sidebar you can request the report for all campaigns, or if you need the report for small amount of campaigns, you can choose that campaigns and go to the drop-down actions menu and change option, go to the report wizard. This is the report wizard page. First of all, here we have to set up the rules. According to them, the report will be generated. You can use different type of grouping. For example, you can look at how your statistics was changed day by day, or for example, how your campaign performed for a whole period. If you set connection with Yandex Metrica, you can choose which goals will be used to conversion calculations, conversions amount, conversion rate, and other parameters. For example, I will choose 2 goals. By default, a last click attribution is chosen. You can change it if you need. Here you can set up the time period which will be used to your report. I know I have statistics only for one special day, and that's why I want to choose that day. If you will press here, you can set up which parameters will be used for inside of your report. I want to choose a campaign's name for that. Impressions, click. I want to change the order of parameters. That's why I'm dragging click-through rate up here. And I know I haven't information about conversions, and I do not want to use it in my spreadsheet. Okay, I'm done with it. After that, you can set up some filter. For example, we selected 2 campaigns before we proceed to that page. That's why you can see here 2 campaigns. When you're fully done with all rules, press the show button and your report will be generated. If you want to change something inside of your report after report was generated, for example, set up different period, like that, you have to press show button again to reload the report. Let's look at the data. We have report on the 2 different types. We have tabular form of report and diagram. You can play with diagram. You can choose which parameter will be shown here. You can play with type of diagram, and also if you want to share, for example, that picture with your colleague, you can export it as a picture and send them. You can find a lot of detailed information in tabular form. Up here you can find a total amount of statistics parameter for whole period. If you will press on the headline, statistics in that spreadsheet will be sorted. And I think it was all about the report wizard. Again, we can play with it really flexible. For example, I can look at how my statistic will change according to different type of devices. Press again show button, and now we have information about desktop, mobile and tablets here. If you're using the same type of report on every day or on every week basis, you can save report and use it every day from the collection. That was all about the report wizard. And before we will wrap up today, I want to a little bit sum up information. We today created campaign, we made interface overview, we look at how we can apply local and multiple changes inside of a new UI, and now we know how we can play with report wizard and create as complicated report as we needed. I encourage you to try a new UI, and I hope after today's session you know how you can do that. I really like new UI, not only because you can apply data-driven approach to your campaigns. Remember, for that you have to connect Yandex Metrica and Yandex.Direct. But also you can save a lot of time, and I really like that thing about new UI. And a little bit about best practices in inspiration. You can find a lot of information on our websites. You can find, by proceeding, first link, all news and articles about Yandex.Direct. And again, you can find a lot of successful client cases, real cases, and explore them and apply the best practices. I think that was for today. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed today's session. Thank you for having me today, and have a good day. Bye.